Take care of your Tamagotchi.
Don't let your Tamagotchi die.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Dana. Guess what? We have a guest. Let me see if I can get my. I think when I do the editing, my arm is going to be reaching this way. I'll try both. So I would like to introduce everyone to someone who's very near and dear to me. My nephew, my godson. So don't mess with him, or you'll find a head in your bed. Tristan.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
What's going on?
I woke up, I grabbed 2 pancakes, and I hopped onto a call. So I'm doing pretty well today.
You are functioning better than most people in the workplace.
2 pancakes. Well, welcome, Tristan, to today. 3 guys talking toys, and I did bring my flask of ginger ale.
100% ginger ale.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Just
ginger ale's got more kick than Diet Pepsi.
Now with 25% more ginger.
And it's the good stuff. It's Canada Dry.
So, have you got anything new this week?
I did. Well, I ordered my pile of loot. I had it sent because
you're sending it.
Zoroark Warriors are in it. But,
man, the new ones look so good. I am gonna have to get a bunch because they're amazing. I already can't wait for Series 3 to come out.
But I found on Amazon for a lowered price the 89 Batmobile from McFarlane.
Look at that matte painting.
Yeah, I mean, it's only got 1 seat, so Vicky Vale's not going to be able to sit in there and get taken away to the Batcave.
That's fine. She lies about her weight, so you know.
Yeah, she weighs more than 108. So I love this, and it's cool. It looks great next to the 1/12 scale animated Batmobile that I have.
Oh, okay.
Because it's in the same size. So this is amazing. And with that, of course, came one of the better Michael Keaton.
Oh, Batman. That is pretty good.
Because that's
a really good likeness. Which is funny because you're going off of just the lower half of the face. So you're like, yeah, that sure is Keaton. Whereas the rest of the Batsuit could just be anybody. But you really have to nail that chin and that mouth. Good job, Farley.
I think this is one of the better ones that has been done because it has that
that's
that kind
really
of
good.
Like you just mentioned, the flat mat, like it has that kind of rubbery look to his costume, where the others have that more spandexy look.
Yeah.
So I like it.
That is really good. That is awesome.
They'd have to make a Michael Keaton action figure and then paint over it.
When he first becomes Batman, he's like, what have I got? What do I have that's nearby? He's in Vicky Vale's bathroom. Mascara, this'll do. I'm Batman.
Mascara. That's scary.
My new line. It's to combat the Joker makeup that he was hawking.
Right. That's when the new The Batman movie when he's got that's scary.
The Riddler's no match for that.
Nope. How about you? Got anything new?
This has been an incredible week. I don't know how I like having to hand out all these compliments to Target, and I have to compliment McFarlane on that Batman he just showed. But this week they had a sale on Transformers where it was like 30% off all Transformers, and yeah, I've been collecting kind of at my leisure, just kind of picking up whatever, whenever, maybe there was a sale. And when 30% off hit, I went to every Target in the area every day. And it paid off because I'm just about anything that's out right now that I wanted, I have. Including like I don't have them with me to show off because they're all sitting in the car, but like Legacy Silverbolt, Legacy Tiger, Tiger Hawk, who else? Some of the I guess like the newest line of deluxes, Windblade, I always forget his name. He was a cop car from I can't remember. I forgot their name. Rescue Bots. But I was able to just catch up on everybody. And then they also had that a random like targeted offer where if you spend like $30, you get whatever amount off, and that triggered other things. So I cleaned up on Transformers this week, but also, everyone's aware that the Target Haulathon is happening right now. So anyone who's a fan of like the NECA Ninja Turtles and we're really looking forward to that 4-pack of them in like the punk clothes, too bad, because everyone's gonna beat you to them on the shelves. You're not gonna have anything. So
they're nerd. Yes, I picked up the Samurai Usagi.
Oh, did you? He looks excellent. I love the way that looked. I never saw the I don't know if they ever hit retail. There was a multi-pack of Usagis. Where it was like Space Usagi and him from like the comic and a futuristic one. But yeah, I started seeing those. I almost got Baxter Stockman. Mostly to get like I love the character, but also he comes with like one of those Mirage style mousers that looks really good. And I think we were talking about this before. I would love to see them release a multi-pack of just Mirage style mousers because they would look great. But this week being, you know, the Haulathon and everything very Ninja Turtles related, the best things that I've got are not Haulathon or NECA related at all, but they are Ninja Turtles related. I picked up Aloplex from the IDW Ninja Turtles comic.
I ordered that. It's a good looking figure.
Oh, it's really good. And there's a blue variant that I thought was actually going to come out first, but I guess the blue is the variant because she has her face paint is multiple colors in the comic at different points in time. She looks really good. And I was really surprised to see her. They had her and Rat King were both slated to come out.
Right. I wasn't a fan of that Rat King. I had him pre-ordered.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his ADW appearance, but Aloplex I was really excited for. So I picked her up. And behind me, I don't know if you could see them. So I mentioned this last week that I put in an order. I had found them early, and I got the Wave 3 of Turtles Grayskull. And they are every bit as much fun as you would imagine. It's so good.
I look like when I take off my hat.
They did such a good job, and the hair is removable.
That's what I look like when I take off my hat.
So good. I love the expression is great. The nunchucks actually had like the chain links.
Oh, nice.
Are movable. The only thing is, there's a lot of I don't know how these were produced. I'm not sure how these were created. I don't think that they were. It doesn't look like they were individually produced and then snapped together. It looks like they may have actually like gang molded the links together. There's a lot of flash on the links. So they were kind of connected. So I had very painstakingly went in with an X-Acto and had to kind of carve that out and hope I didn't just cut right through the links. But these are so much fun. So the wave includes Michelangelo, Casey Jones, Mad Max style Casey Jones that comes with like 712 accessories.
He's never been so buff.
Oh, all right. Now, are you prepared for this? So we all know like Casey Jones, what Casey Jones is, and kind of how he looks and how he looked in the movie. Look at this good-looking fella, this dashing man. I can't get the camera to focus on his. It's too much for it.
He kind of has a young Sean Penn look about him.
Yeah, he's very like was not expecting this from Casey Jones.
No,
he makes Tila blush.
That's the Chris Evans one from the 2000s movie.
It really is. If they recast Chris Evans as Casey Jones, I don't think anybody would complain. The new Tila looks fantastic. Comes with shell armor. She's I think it's just new armor on the standard Tila buck with a new head, with a movable ponytail in case you wanted to get some wind-swept action. And last but not least is Skeletor, who looks great. No, that's my only complaint. He does not glow in the dark. Why?
He looks like he would.
These. These are practically glowing on their own. But it is kind of cool that he comes with what I have called Skull Chucku, because these are just they're really cool looking. I love this.
I like his kind of samurai thing going on. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm on board. He's got the
cool flowing cape because I love everything samurai.
Yes, absolutely. Get your hands on this guy. And because I've eaten up so much of our time, I also still have the mystery box because I don't want this gimmick to die. So just real quick, because I've already taken up so much of this with what we got. I have no clue what this is. Who did I get? What did I get?
Listen, get
what's
your
in the box? Oh, neat! I completely forgot it. So I found Skyquake on a random eBay auction that was going pretty cheap. Like I think I actually wound up paying less than retail for him because everyone kind of forgot they were all trying to get that Armada Prime and it just didn't work out for him. So this is great because I got Dreadwing, but this one is actually complete and like new in the box. So good stuff. So now, man, what a great week for Transformers. What a great week for me. It's all coming up, Tom.
I've been reading about the new movie, and it's got a great cast.
Yeah, so far so good. Like, who doesn't want to hear Chris Evans? I'm sorry, not Chris Evans. Chris Helmsworth, voice of Transformer.
Yeah, and Scarlett Johansson, right?
Why wouldn't she be in it?
I do have a rescue. I found this dinosaur in the Target parking lot, and look, he's been run over.
That's neat. Oh no, he's a survivor.
He's blue, but he's got some yellow scab over here.
Oh, I'm not gonna keep him down.
Was
he in a Target parking lot?
He was in a Target parking lot.
Oh, I guess for every great Transformer sale that I find, a dinosaur gets run over in the parking lot. I'm so sorry, dinosaur.
Bad.
I don't know why that's how karma worked things out, but you can't argue with it.
Listen, he survived. He's a chicken nowadays.
That's true. They are the new monsters that roam the earth. Just look at turkeys. Things are terrifying.
All right.
So we have a guest. So I thought it would be good to let our guest pick the topic.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So it already worked.
What are we talking about?
It already worked because you guys had mentioned the rescue bots and the alternating color variants. But yeah, today we are going to be talking about not exclusively Bowser's, but these guys, and not just Amiibo in general, the entirety of Toys to Life, or the
Toys to Life.
Toys to Life. You know, that's cool because I keep myself surrounded by a bunch right here because I love some of the characters. I don't believe it or not, I have a bunch. No Skylanders near me.
Really?
None. Yeah, well, I take that back. I have a half of one from the Swap Force.
Oh yeah. Oh man, those were so good. All right, so let's get into Toys to Life because it's such a great concept that it was something that was always kind of like touched upon in like early 80s when kind of like when video games and computers started being introduced as, you know, not quite a replacement yet. Like I don't think that they thought that was going to be where they wound up going, but it was a new form of entertainment and they were trying to figure out everything had some kind of gimmick, you know, just like the toys before it. Everyone wanted some sort of gimmick to maybe make it a little bit more appealing to the target audience. So I remember, I'm sure you remember, Dana, Captain Power.
Yes,
the Captain Power toy line.
Captain Power, yeah.
Yes. So they had the toy line, they had the show, but I remember, and Eric was also really big in this. He was the one that actually introduced me to Captain Power. The toys actually interacted with the show. So if you had if there was some sort of like fight going on, I guess based on infrared beams, it would affect, like if you had whatever ship, they would activate based on watching the show, which had to be terrifying if your parents were sleeping and you were watching it Saturday morning, but you had your toy with you and it just went off and you're like, no.
Right. They were huge. They weren't like big.
Yeah, they were big, chunky things.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was I don't remember if it's the weekly show or if it was maybe like a specialized VHS that had been treated. But I remember that was maybe one of like the just interaction between you at home and what you were watching. Right. And then there was what was it called? Oh, do you remember when the Nintendo first came out? When they were calling it by its whole government name, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Right. And they introduced Yeah, they introduced like that's what it got shortened to, and I don't know if a lot of people know that was what the acronym stood for. It's
Right.
just the NES, and then the SNES, and then the GameCube. But the commercials for it all say, "Yes, bring it home with you, the Nintendo Entertainment System."
Right.
And they had you had just basic games, but you also had this robot named Rob, who I also don't know if people know that he's from anything other than Smash Brothers, but he was one of the original gimmicks for the Nintendo, where he was very simple, just had like the very Johnny Five, and he came with these claws, and there were these gyroscopic like little toys that he would come with, and the idea was, there he is, that's the man who is one of my favorite characters to play as in Smash Brothers because he's awesome.
He's phenomenal. I believe he's kind of popping off in competitive right now, actually.
I think that would make sense because he's got a great moveset. But you would connect him to the Nintendo, and then he would move, and the goal was to you could make his claws open and close, and he would hold one of the gyros, and you could open him up, and the gyro would fall onto another it was almost like a larger gamepad, and you could hit the buttons with the gyros. So
right.
The goal, it was a little convoluted, as you could tell from my explanation, but the goal was to make Rob play the game that you had on your screen. So there was
it really wasn't a well thought out.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, right. It was great for visuals on the commercial to make it be like, oh, this cool futuristic thing, but not their best work. So
I remember when it was in the store and everyone was like, oh my God. And I was like looking at it and what it did. And I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah, I just wanted to play Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. I didn't really want Rob. So again, years go by, and the idea has not died, but it just never really built upon until about around 2007. There's this kind of this little known, apps were becoming a bigger thing, and in computer games, computer games had already exploded at that point. But there was a thing called UB Funkies. And they're just as weird as they sound, and they were just these little they almost look like little, I don't know, like you put you get them out of a gumball machine kind of figures, but they had a game. It was I don't remember if it was a like an online game or if it was a computer game that you bought separately, but they had new characters, and those would come with a little USB port, and you would plug it in, and the character would download into the game.
Right.
And that was kind of like one of the first, I guess, fully realized versions of a toy, because it came with an actual toy, but the information for it was on the USB thing.
Right. But other than getting the information in and then being able to play the character didn't interact with the game. It was just it was just like an additional you got this character, and now you can add them to the game separately. Yeah.
Skylanders combined the features. Skylanders popped up in 2011.
Skylanders was huge, and rightfully so. It was so amazing.
Everything, the stars properly aligned for everything involving Skylanders, because it was done by a group called Toys to Bob. They had taken Spyro, which I don't want to say he had become unpopular, but I think it was Activision didn't want to make another game.
It was Activision.
Or they wanted to get him. They wanted to get him out. Oh, it was okay. They wanted to get him out there, but they also wanted to do something new. And the concept came in. Well, let's surround him with a supporting cast and come up with an adventure. And here's this new thing that we've been working with. Here's this new technology that we've been working with. And everyone knows what Skylanders is, but just in case, Skylanders was a game that came out for.
Skylanders.
They should. And the concept being that you had the portal of power, and you would buy the toys separately, which was where they were all. There it is, the portal of power.
The portal was big because we're going to hear about a portal of power or portal again in Dimensions.
Yep. And you buy it. And the best thing was that the characters were so well designed. They were all so cool looking, even the ones that you didn't really like. Who was Tris? Who was the tree guy? Was it Stump Smash?
I forgot. I think his name was Stump.
He
was slow.
I hated him. I hated that character, but
he was cool.
He looks awesome. And then when you upgrade him, but that was the concept. Was you would have the toy in hand, or the figurine in hand, and you slam it on the portal. Well, don't slam it, don't break your portal, but you put it on the portal, and they would appear in the game, and that was super cool. And you would take them off, and they would disappear and leave the game, and it was such a oh, go ahead.
My favorite thing about the Skylanders was that it took, Jared was young at the time and he was getting into video games, and it took him away from the TV and brought him to Toys R Us with me.
Yes.
So you get another video game and he's just sitting there playing, right? But this not only was brilliant marketing because they had to keep spending money. Usually you buy a game, you have the game, and you've already spent the money. But this marketing technique was you bought the game, but now you got to keep spending money to get the characters. So it was really well done. But I liked it that it was a video game, but also sparked that collector bug in Jared. And when I said I wanted to go to Toys R Us, he wanted to go too, because he wanted to go see if there was a new Skylander to get.
Tristan, how often did you guys come with us or go on your own to Toys R Us? Well, like, it's not on your own, you couldn't drive, but on your own with your parents. Go to Toys R Us to look for Skylanders or anywhere else.
Yeah, so we definitely had those Toys R Us trips where we would swing through, but a lot of it came through you and Aunt Cookie. You guys would go out and actually hibernate outside of the store waiting for the new ones to pop up. But there were so many good ones, and it really was it hit at Christmas, so I don't know if that's necessarily where it came out, but that's certainly when we got some of them. And then since it wasn't just me, it was me and Tyler, you guys would get us duplicates, and then I even have a marker over here. You'd write whose this is on the back, so that way you wouldn't mess with each other's Skylanders, because each of them saved their own progress. But I definitely remember going on my own volition was when we headed into the rest in peace, the New York City Toys R Us with the wheeling doors. And they had this special variant of for Skylanders Giants. The big thing was, the Giants, but the new main character was Tree Rex.
Yes.
And it was a variant of him with Darkwood, with the red accents were metallic. And it looked actually like that in the game, because Skylanders had already started introducing variants at that point, just so, I want this color, I want that color. But there were certain ones where I think we were even disappointed by them at one point. Like, they had a blue variant of the little alligator stone guy. Did not look like that in the game. It was just for the figure. But the fact that you could, I didn't just want Tree Rex, I want Darkwood metallic Tree Rex was brilliant, because they'd also save their own progress. So if let's say I upgrade my one Tree Rex to be a powerhouse, well, maybe I want this one to be more focused on the lasers he shoots out of his hands,
Right. And they were so well done. And Tom and I are always talking about how we wish they would have released them, in an articulated way. And then they got creative, like they did the Giants, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then they did the Swap Force, where you could chop different characters in half and magnetically connect them to other halves and have more playability, both with the figures and on the screen.
It really tapped into, Trish, you brought up all these great points. It really tapped into activating the young collector's mindset. Because like you said, a lot of this was Christmas time. I don't remember exactly when the games first came out, but absolutely Christmas time was when everyone kind of ramped things up. And then you would get, like you said, you would get those Toys R Us exclusives. And I remember finding out, they would randomly announce, hey, these new characters are coming. And yes, I remember Lorna and I, when we were in Massachusetts, I remember one in particular. It was when Giants had come out, and there was a new character coming out named Ninjini, and everyone wanted yeah, she's a great character, just as well designed as all the other ones. And she was coming out, and she was brand new. And I remember getting up before 6 o'clock and going with her and camping out at that Toys R Us. Not alone. There were a lot of other grown-ups that come and for whatever reason that they were also there to get their hands on Mangini, and then going in and dividing and conquering, and whichever one of us could get there first and purchase her, because as a grown-up, we knew that our nephews had to have this. So Toys for Bob and Activision really they tapped into that again, like the collector mindset. The games were good, and grown-ups, it being the whole Tickle Me Elmo all over again. I'm going to get this because this is something that my loved one wants. So I'm absolutely going to get it. And I was collecting them because they were it was an amazing toy line. So you had it, and again, like Tris said, you could have multiples. So if you got a variant, it wasn't just, well, I have this cool variant and I can set it on the shelf next to it. It was also part of the game. So you're like, well, my variant has these stats, and then my regular one has these stats, which made it that much more unique.
Right. And then, Skylander kicked that all off. And then we got the Iron Man movie and everything else. And then we moved into Infinity.
But once something was successful, everyone else wanted to jump on. Tris, what were you going to say?
No, I was I remember being very excited going into this Infinity, because with coming with the game, it was just blowing your mind. I get Sully, I get Jack Sparrow, and I get Mr. Incredible. Like I know all these guys, and so it hit yes.
These are very cool little figures, and the setup was just this cool. Yeah, it was so easy.
And again, the designs were so good. That stylized look that everyone appeared in, almost like a little bit cartoonish, but also really.
Right. And then it graduated to the Disney toy box figures. Like these look just like the toy box figures.
Yes, Disney wound up doing what
really got annoying.
Yeah, they wound up doing what I really wish that Skylanders had done by giving us just articulated figures.
But the way it really went into sort of a creative mindset, because this is the day and age of Minecraft. Like, I mean, still to this day, but obviously, Tyler and I grew up with that. But you had Skylanders for when we wanted to bring Uncle Tom to the house and we just wanted to kick butt. But Disney Infinity, you brought in whoever you wanted, and then you would add attachments to your character. So it wasn't just the characters.
Oh, that's right.
Buy packs chips, and then those would give your characters different builds, but also give you different materials to build within the game. So I want to put in the giant spherical robot from the end of Incredibles, and I want to fight him. I could do that, or I could want to build a giant racetrack. I could do that. So it got into your head, and it made you think.
Yeah, it seemed like every 2 years we got something cool. Like there was an advancement. Yeah, 2011 was Skylanders, like 13-ish, I think, was Infinity. And then right around 2015, we got my favorite of them all, the Light Seekers. Because Tom, like you just said,
man,
those were big articulated figures. You could buy accessory packs.
Yeah,
they were just amazingly sculpted, and every character looked like they came from a different game. Like they had the Tyrex was the dinosaur guy, and I think her name was Mora or Mira, the little flowery rabbit looking one.
Yeah.
Tristan, are you familiar with the Light Seekers? Did you ever do anything with those?
No, I didn't actually hear about this. I'm learning.
I have the figures, but I have them packed up. But you should look them up. One looks like a buff, like Shredder kind of guy, but they're like 7-inch figures, and the Rock guy is fantastic. I mean, they're big, bulky 7-inch figures. They had a game they went to. They came in big, very well done. Like the box art was beautiful. And then you could buy, and what's funny, Tom, I think I told you a couple of weeks ago at Ollie's, I found the accessory weapons to the Light Seekers. And you put them in, and they had, metal connectors in the hands. And when you put the thing in there, it would react in the game. But they were like $1 a piece.
Wow, that's really good.
For the big swords and sickles and stuff. And I was like, why are these here? Like, these haven't been on the market in more than a decade.
What a strange find. I mean, good find, but that's kind of where they come from.
I think they were later. I think Dimensions came before the Light Seekers. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Light Seekers was later on.
Yeah,
and Dimensions was my second favorite because it was Lego.
Yeah, Lego Dimensions was great.
it was definitely playing off the recent popularity of the Lego Movie because it's not.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not just
Here's the portal that you would put the characters in. But the coolest thing was, like Tristan was just saying, like you could get any character.
Yeah. I forgot, Tristan, you had Lego Dimensions, right?
I don't think we played that, but it definitely piqued my interest when it came out because again it's gone off the Lego Movie, but also everything Warner Brothers. So it's not just you have
Mhm.
Batman from the Lego Movie, you have Wild Style, but then you have Harry Potter and
I bought
Nick and everything else jumping in there.
I bought them just for the characters. I never played,
Mhm.
but I had Michael Knight and the Knight Rider. The coolest thing is
Wow.
you could
That's
put
amazing.
the vehicle in there as well.
Mhm.
And I had B.A. Baracus and the van.
I had no idea they made these.
Yeah, these are all because they had the little these little stages you'd put them on, and then you'd
Oh,
put
that
that
is
in the
awesome.
little thing. And they made the coolest one. They had Chunk
Mhm.
and the little creepy organ from the Goonies. Like they had so many cool licenses. I mean, they had Babbitt, and they even got Chima involved,
Wow, that is really cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
which I know you're gonna like this Chima character. This is the one.
Oh, that is excellent. I love you are
But
correct.
I
I
mean,
love it.
ET. We had ET in there. Like, we got any character you wanted. Back to the Future. Like, I mean, they were just crazy what they were getting these licenses for.
I feel like Toys of Life as a whole had such a great solid run. It was over 10 years
Like,
or so, I think, because they started in like kind of around about 2011 was when Skylanders hit, and that really made the explosion, and everyone else jumped on. And I think they went through about 2022,
mhm.
and then they kind of shut. I think 22 is when they stopped providing support for some of like the apps that had come out and some of the smaller games. But kind of I guess who kind of won and is still running Amiibo from
Yes.
Yes.
Nintendo. Because like today they're still cranking out. I mean, well, they were very smart about how they went about introducing it. There's never been a game dedicated to Nintendo Amiibos, but they made sure to create these things and have them be interactive with every single game that they've come out with, and going forward, like you can still. I don't own a Switch, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Tris, that the Amiibos will activate if they don't appear in the game itself. They'll activate like different prizes or power ups or and whatnot.
Usually, yeah. Or even like I still have the Shovel Knight line here,
Yes.
and the thing they did was you can't uh the initial idea of Amiibo was not just bringing a toy to life, but
Mhm.
sort of making it like I don't know, your kid, your pet or something,
Mhm.
because you would initially it was just Smash Bros. But
Mhm.
it's not just me taking Yoshi and then being like, okay, he's in the game now. It's this is my Yoshi and I'm gonna fight him. And then the more I grab him, the more he's gonna grab me back. The more I punch him, the more he's gonna
Mhm.
punch me back. You're in
I
the way
hate when
he
you punch something and it punches you back. That's the worst.
Knock it off. Just stand there and
but
fight.
played the
How's it?
game, he would adapt to specifically. So every amiibo was different, and then you could reset the progress.
Oh,
But obviously,
so
encourage you
they're
to get more and more.
they're kind of like advanced Tamagotchis.
I
Yeah,
was just ready to say Tamagotchis. How did we not talk about the Tamagotchis?
Totally made sense.
That was such
All
a
right. So
90s thing. I never had one. Did you have one?
I had the there was a Godzilla
Mine
specialized
would be
one.
dead by now.
Oh yeah, I don't think I ever even used mine. I only got it because it came in like in a Godzilla a Godzilla styled shell. So man, this went fast. We're almost nearing the end, so I want to put it out to both of you. What would be your ideal Toys to Life game or experience or franchise? Trisco.
um,
Oh,
we've got
Tristan.
so many already. I mean, we got Spyro, where they introduced Crash into that. Bowser
Mhm,
and Donkey Kong were in Skylanders
mhm,
before they were around the time they were amiibo.
mhm.
Uh, I feel like we've gotten almost everything, but really, Imaginators was
Imagineers
you know
was awesome.
that's
That's a good one,
like,
too.
but it really was such a good. It's my Skylander now, and I could take
Mhm,
it and I could build it, and I mean customizing had already become a big thing at this point. I remember going on YouTube and watching videos for custom amiibos where they'd instruct you how to do it, and
mhm.
I I never actually did it, but I was always intrigued by that. Just the idea that it was part of the game was phenomenal. I think Imaginators was probably the peak, even if it was the end.
I love that they hit the point where they were like, "Why don't you make your own Skylander?"
Yeah. I do want to mention though, finally you mentioned Rescue Bots earlier. They turned that to a Toys to Life game.
I remember being so disappointed.
Yes, but you would just take the little figure and you would stick him inside a building, I think, and then it would like shoot him out to the top, and it'd be like it's shooting him into the TV screen.
That's fun.
What about you, Dan?
Something reality based. I want to be part of Ready Player One.
Good choice. I would love to see Ninja Turtles Toys to Life. Like give us like the sewer drain, give us figures, throw them into the game, let them go. Guys, this has been great. Tristan, thank you for joining us. Everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the episode if you're enjoying what you're hearing. Hit a hold of us on Twitter. Our handle is 2 Guys Talking Toys. The number 2, no G after the talking. Same for Gmail. Take care, everybody.